Here we go. We're getting ready to take the apron off the Pratt & Whitney 12 by 30 metal lathe circa 1943. Okay, I've already done a lot of preparatory work. I pulled 5 cap head screws from this plate. We'll come back to this feed direction rod. I released this the bracket back here. Now I can easily pull that right off. It'll slide right off, but I think we're just gonna leave it on. I think I can fix this while it's still hanging, but we'll see. No, I don't think we will be able to, actually, because we gotta release this bottom bar, and it is tied to the back plate. That is the clutch lever. So this is the feed direction rod. It's got this handle here, and it runs through here, into here, to here. Now, we got these gears on the end of it here, teeth, and we got some teeth on the bottom of this. Now, there's some teeth down here where my finger is at. So this comes over, slides over, and engages those teeth. And that turns this, which turns this, which switches the directional gears. Now this hole here, this item goes in, and there's a 4-start threaded pin here. And that threads in, and then it goes in like this, and this screw here indexes into here to keep that from turning. And there's a screw that goes through here that keeps this screw from turning out. So one hole, it's a through hole, one side's threaded and one isn't. Obviously you want the threaded up high. Now when you're screwing the screw in there, you can't go too deep or you're not going to have your full motion. And you got to go deep enough that you're going to have your full motion. So it's kind of a fine-tuning thing. If you, I had it together before and I couldn't get it into like reverse, and it was my screw was too deep and it wasn't allowing this thing to turn. So very important, you want to pull this rod out before you try to remove this plate. And doubly important is you want this rod in the same position when you're installing it. Because I think I tried to install it with this rod sticking out more, and yeah, it was a pain. I got a single strap here. I got it wrapped around here, doubled around the hoop. Over here I brought the hoop through itself and got this file handle keeping it from sliding out. So I also drained the oil from the carriage, from the apron, I'm sorry. Oil is contained here, and this is where the pump lies. And you have to take this plate off to access the pump. We won't be doing that. All we want to do is free up this rod here, which runs all the way through to the back. Well, you'll see it on the inside. So literally, I think all we have to do is jack this up, pull everything this way and out. So let's go ahead and put our oil plug over in this tray. This is the tray that covers the gearbox here. So we'll put that in there. So yeah, I think we'll just jack this up a little bit, relieve the pressure, pull this out. You'll see that we didn't have to do anything to this stuff. You'll see what that's about when we get there. Get the clutch assembly out of the way. So I guess there's nothing to do but to go ahead and pull it off. So let me find a place for you to sit. Okay, that's good enough for you guys right now, I guess. So I got the weight. Pretty much have the weight already. I don't want to jack it up too much because I bind all that up in there. So I'm going to grab the crank handle, and that's not a good idea. And we'll grab the, what rod is this? This is the directional rod. Okay, I think I got a little too much pressure on that. Take a little bit of that off. Get this up. Try to pry this plate off a little bit. Need something a little bigger to pry with. Actually, we need to lift that up a little bit because it is bound up. Probably still is. Think this through. I got everything. Okay, I think we got it now. Yeah. So everything indexes on this shaft here, in this brass bushing. Okay, these two gears are forward and reverse, and or feed and screw, and this is the shifter for that. It takes you from this gear to this gear. And that is, once again, feed and then screw. So basically, one activates the lead screw, one activates the feed drive. So we are unhooked at this point, detached. So let's take it out a little bit. Balance is good. So this is that screw. Is all the way through, comes out back here. I think I can get a wrench on this and see if I can turn that. And that ought to free up this thread. I'm thinking about some anti-seize when I put it back together. This is the clutch. There's a little drum down there, and that gets sucked down into the brass piece, which causes the friction for the drive to work. So this should be turning when I turn this. No knob here. When I turn this, when there's a knob there. So I'm going to get just some channel locks on here and see if that's going to be that quick of a fix. Here's the cross feed, and it's the same thing. This is driving it on. You can see that space down below my finger there. You can watch that cone come out, and this is turning. So that's released. I turn this, that cone sucks in, friction, grabs that brass gear, and then to reverse it, we're turning counterclockwise. This is connected to the front, and that is pulling that out. And that's how the clutch operates, and that's how this one should operate. Now, what I think I need to do is put this knob back on. I have a new tapered pin for that. I think first we're just going to get some channel locks and see if I can't make that thing turn. Okay, I got this knob back on. Number 2 tapered pin. I should be able to twist this knob and turn these threads out, or they should go in. So I don't have any knocker loose or any decent penetrating oil, but I did spray this threads down with some WD-40. There's also a wire, a safety wire on here, and I remove that. I can loosen this set screw. And I can only see doing a half a turn because I want to get a wire back on there when it's all done. So I might give that a half a turn so that slot is still lined up. And I'm not sure if you're really seeing that or not. Where's my light at? Stand by. Okay, now I think you can see that a little better. So we got that set screw there, and there's a piece of wire going around there, and there it is all twisted up at the end. So I'll cut that off, give that 180-degree turn, and see if that'll release, just in case it's those threads holding that pin, just in case that pin is keeping this from turning easily. I don't think it is, but I gotta try. And I'll replace that wire with a piece of, I think it's 30 thousandths welding wire. I could be dead wrong on the numbers, but whatever my wire feeder has in it is what I will use. Another look at the inside here. This cover comes off with the clutch plate, and you can access all there in it. But we don't need to get into that. We should be able to, here's the half nut. And there's an adjustment for that here. So that's how easy it is to do the very minimum to pull that off. Well, you know, once you get these 5 screws out, 3 screws on that end, you know, it's a pretty simple operation. I'd say first timer could do it in an hour. It probably took me a half hour. You just need to, this gets tricky on the installation. And once you get a better understanding than what I can explain to you, I told you there were gears on the bottom of this tab here. And here are the here's an example of those gears, what it looks like. So this one has the gears on the bottom of it, which engage with these gears. Well, they're in here. They're inside this casting right now, but you saw that earlier. And once again, you hit the direction lever, and that lifts this up, which pushes this down, which moves the shifting fork. Now, the last time I took the headstock off, it was clearly solely because I forgot the set screws on the shifting fork inside here. So I had to take the entire headstock off to rectify that mistake. And then one time, I was doing much the same as I am now, and I set a couple of screws in there, just like that. And that's where they stayed all the way through installation. And when I was tightening this plate down, I was short 2 screws. I looked everywhere for those screws. Well, you know, if 3 won't hold it, 5 never would. So then, sometime later, I had an epiphany, and I remembered that I let those screws lay in there. So we won't take a chance of that happening again. Here's my barrel switch for forward and reverse. And I had to remove the lever that goes from here down to here, and that's the clutch. That's it. I'm going to get this thing up out of the way. I'll go get some penetrating oil as soon as I can. Well, I'll cut that wire and turn that screw first to see if I can't do that. Okay, I got that screw removed. There's 4 turns, and it's a dog point. So I'm tempted to get vice grips or stick a rod in here, and I'm gonna wait till I have get some penetrating oil a chance. Here's that wire. So I'm gonna wait till, I'm not gonna rush this. I should be able to turn this knob, and this should spin inside of this round part. Get a little penetrating oil down in that hole as well. Okay, I got that screw removed. There's 4 turns, and it's a dog point. So I'm tempted to get vice grips or stick a rod in here, and I'm gonna wait till I have get some penetrating oil a chance. Here's that wire. So I'm gonna wait till, I'm not gonna rush this. I should be able to turn this knob, and this should spin inside of this round part. Get a little penetrating oil down in that hole as well. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I haven't got it freed up, but I got it out where I can see what's going on. I'm glad I'm able to leave the thing pretty much intact and just work on it externally and just leave it hang right there where it is. I don't have to take it all the way down. I hope that was helpful to somebody, and a lot of these lathes are all put together the same way, so I mean many of them, so this might be helpful even with your lathe. So new subscribers, Skip Nowitz, Mike. Sorry, Mike. But thanks for subscribing. Thanks for coming along, buddy. Guys, like and subscribe. Tell a buddy, bring a friend.